It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner. He got the QB not once, but twice last week with a pair of interceptions. It's the Jets and the Bengals, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. It's been a great start to the season, back-to-back wins to begin the campaign.
Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a lot of season to go, but they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Well, the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his third season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. This defense for the Jets, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Finding space at the 40. Give them 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And he's across the 45. It'll be second down. The numbers for Mixon last week: 12 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right, they want to run their offense through him.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on third down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's the tight end Hurst with it. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal. Here's Burrow. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are on the board first here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Braxton Berrios selected to bring it out. And he returns this to the 22. Well, we get our first look at this New York Jets offense. Really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, 2nd overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They run with a 2nd-round pick from Iowa State. This is Breece Hall. And some space here. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 56 yards. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one. And this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Burrow looking to pass. And again, that's Hurst finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Burrow will throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. And Burrow going to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. Making back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Zerline connects on the extra point. And we are interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Some good games coming up here in Week 3, the first weekend of fall officially. And tonight, the Niners and Broncos from Denver. 49er fans are probably saying, wait, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. Well, they'll see him tonight. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
11 MC. 11.
Now it's Mixon running right. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let it pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
And Tyler Boyd's one of those guys that seems to fly under the radar, but he finds ways to get open, and he has nice hands. He's averaged right around 80 catches a year his last 3 seasons.
11 Mighty. 11 MP. 11.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
Here we go.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Here we go.
13 yards remaining on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Hurst. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Now Burrow. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so they're going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. McPherson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded it. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Slant pass to Boyd. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. 1st down. Here's Burrow. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Here we go.
Now before the 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Here we go.
2nd down and goal. Burrow. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. A great effort there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Bengals will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll start with an AFC East battle down in South Florida. Buffalo at Miami. And it's the Bills with the lead in the 2nd quarter. The Bills still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Kirk Cousins has fired 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they trail the visiting Ravens in that one at halftime. Lamar Jackson has a touchdown pass. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Jets, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit. Both teams making their final adjustments for the 2nd half to come. And to bring the action your way, we go back to MetLife Stadium and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this 2nd half. Fielded just outside the goal line, and they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the Jets head out on offense here to start this 3rd quarter. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first two quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it'll be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
From the 31, Wilson. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. From the 30 on second down. Burrow, a quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Mixing up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
11 empty. 11.
Back to throw here. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd and 1 from the 2. They'll set up to throw. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Berrios now from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Things, unfortunately, continuing to implode here. The interception he threw on the previous drive, of course, led to the touchdown. And that deficit widening a little bit further. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 83 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. They go play action now. Wilson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll run with Hall. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down.
Come on, set, check.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter. They'll go for it. It's Hall. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on fourth. Here's 1st and 10. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. Now Wilson on first down. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. They'll run with Hall. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Wilson. The quick slant caught. A touchdown saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. To throw is Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So he stopped for no gain. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin 4th quarter. You're going. Wilson on the keeper. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. The sneak successful for the yard out. And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And oh, he clanks it off the right upright. And it's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Cincinnati set to take over once again. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That's on the guard, Alex Kappa. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Once again, they run with Mixon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
11 Thomas. 11 MP. 11 MP. Ready?
On third down, Mixon. And they'll get him down here at the 23. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And here comes Berrios. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So here's Wilson and the Jets. Down by 11. A little over a minute to go. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They go play action with Wilson. Rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter play. To try again after the sack. Wilson, he's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Throwing now is Wilson. And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. And that one is incomplete. It stops the clock now with 15 seconds remaining.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. So 15 ticks remaining as they line up for the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Well, a couple more minutes, and maybe the outcome of this one, Charles, would have been different. But ultimately, time runs out on the comeback, so it falls short. And they hold on to win this by just 1 possession.
Not the 4th quarter they wanted, but they did earn the win, and they'll be happy about that, and they should be. Now they're going to go back to practice, see what they can do to prevent a future lead from slipping away like this one was.
So for Cincinnati, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they too will exit with a 2-1 record.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.